What's happening, folks? It's your old chuckle buddy. Guess who? Johnathan James Ramcharan. Reporting live for duty on this magnificent August 2nd in the year of our Lord, 2025. Welcome to Johnathan Ramcharan, the podcast. Hey, folks. How you doing? If you're new to the show, Johnathan Ramcharan, the podcast, that is, this is a show where I gob, gab, squawk, and blab about myself in order to relate to y'all self, y'all the dear listener, y'all the dear viewer. Shared experiences, kindred souls, BFFs forever. Yeah. I want to encourage you to put me in your will. When you die and you kick the bucket and you're dead to the world and forgotten by most, and your fake phony family members and friends and co-workers are crying around your grave, he's dead. Then they'll read the will. Motherfucker! He left everything to Johnathan, pronounced Johnathan. Johnathan of Johnathan Ramcharan, the podcast. That's how meaningful my show is. I like to think. I always say. It's been a minute. I've been on a staycation. A staycation maybe. In these economic times. I don't know. I've just been doing my thing. And I'm just happy to be back cracking at the cat here. Podcasting with y'all. So I've been kind of busy. I've been away from the mic. Some breaking news here at Johnathan Ramcharan, the podcast. I got some film work. Now, I can't quite talk about it too much. I mean, a lot of times when it comes to contract work and very important procedures of such importance and magnitude, sometimes you can't let the cat out of the bag. There's NDAs, non-disclosure agreements, type of things that P. Diddy might try to get you to sign when you're drunk and high on fucking MDMA and GHB. But, not that I was involved in any of that shit, obviously, but, when you're doing film work, different types of media work of top secret nature, you might have to sign a NDA, non-disclosure agreement. You might want to keep things under your hat, just, in the respect of the employer, respect of the position. So I got a little film work going on. Can't quite talk about it, but it's interesting. It's got me flexing my creative muscle. Different avenue of what I'm used to doing in my career thus far. So that's a little bit of update for Johnathan Ramcharan, the podcast. Also, what else? Fairly fit. I'm feeling fit as a fiddle. Been working out fairly often. I mean, my goal is to be the best I can physically, kind of stretch out and really go for the gusto. But as it sits right now, I'm fairly fit. Working out on the regular, kind of fucking up and slopping up when it comes to the diet. But it's not really a diet that I'm on. It's more like a lifestyle choice of how I eat. So, I'm eating fairly healthy. Well, I have quite a bit of sugar in my diet. I got a little bit of a sweet tooth, but I'm going with the, as wholesome as possible with the sugars. Honey instead of refined sugar for my tea, for my coffee. I take honey. If I want a candy or a sugar snack, I go for pressed fruit. Like those Sun-Ripe bars, pressed fruit, or even those Mott's Fruit Stations. Those little bastards are tricky, man. You get a box of fucking Mott's Fruit Stations, 10 in a box, and you figure, okay, well, it's not as bad as some other processed candy, but first of all, there's like six little fucking candies in a packet. So, you got 10 packets, 6 little fucking cubes of candy, in each packet. So you wind up eating a whole box in a setting. They're not all that fulfilling and sustaining. And they're actually designed for children's lunch boxes. But I don't give a shit. I eat Mott's Fruit Stations. Bit of a kid at heart, I guess. Big kid over here eating Mott's Fruit Stations, whatever. So I do my best. That's what I'm saying. And, getting the protein, eating protein, trying to cut down on the carbs. Fairly fit. So that's a bit of an update here for Johnathan Ramcharan, the podcast. Comedy on the rise. Been writing, crafting, and getting back into the swing of things. I've been a comedy cat for 10 plus years now. And I put out a comedy special. You could check it out. It's on my website. Or not. That went down the tubes. Fuck you, 2020. We've all been kind of... that's what I'm going to be talking about on this episode, by the way. But we've all been kind of, readjusting with the new life and circumstances and times that we're living in. So there is no more Johnathan-Ramcharan.com. Sad to report. But in the future, there will be a new website, I'm sure. And where I can post my comedy, my updates, my whatever the hell I'm doing. But for now, if you want to check out my comedy, you want to check out my comedy special, check me out on YouTube, check me out on Rumble. I'll put a link to the special on this video description. So, that's what I'm kind of engulfed in. Comedians never go away. They're like they're like an STD. But comedians, whether they're trash or treasure, we stick it out. And I'm probably somewhere in that mixed bag of trash or treasure. So I got some big plans and I've been working towards them, and I'm just continuing on with what I've been you could say blessed to have found out about comedy. To the right of me, I'll show a little picture. I add a little picture to this, but to the right of me right now, I'm looking at, I have this poster in my apartment of, it's not really a poster. It's like a tin sign. Pretty cool. A tin sign of the Muppets. And it's like Fozzie Bear and Kermit the Frog, and they're hamming it up. They're backstage, getting on stage, ready to rip. And it's TV Guide, and the caption is, Behind the Muppet Empire. And I guess it's a showcase for the Muppets, but Fozzie Bear was a comedian. And I remember being a little boy, and not that I ever really, I don't know, you just kind of fall into things, I guess, but people used to say to me all the time, "You're going to be a comedian," or "You should be a comedian," or "You're funny," da-da-da-da. I'd just be like, What are they talking about? Like, "You're a comedian." And my only reference point to what a comedian was Fozzie Bear, because of course I watched the Muppets. So I'm like Fozzie Bear, I'm going to be a comedian like Fozzie Bear? So I was like trying to put the jigsaw puzzle together. I'm like, okay, well, if I'm going to be a comedian, what do I got to do? Do I got to get a bow tie? I got to wear a little bow tie and a little fedora, a little tramp hat, a little fucking hobo hat like Fozzie Bear? Because, pretty smart and industrious as a child, because we're talking I'm 5, 6, 7 years old trying to put the gears together. Because I figured, okay, well, a policeman wears a police uniform, fireman wears a firefighting uniform. I guess a comedian wears a bow tie and a bowler hat like Fozzie Bear. So I don't know. This passion goes back quite a ways, even though, sometimes I take it for granted. Sometimes I straight don't give a fuck. It's goes back a long time, this comedy thing of mine. Been at it for real, I guess, 10 plus years now. And got some big things coming. Hallelujah. And last but not least, in the JRtheP news, major goal chasing. Major goal chasing. That's actually kind of why I've been so busy. I haven't really been able to. I just lacked the gumption. Didn't have the gumption to get on camera last little while because I've been busy goal chasing for my acting, comedy, content creation, filmmaking career. Been goal chasing. That takes time. That takes resources, focus, energy, bullshit. Punching in, punching out. The grind, daily work takes a lot of effort. So that's kind of why I've been away from the mic, so to speak. And this goal chasing I'm talking about, it's well underway. Leveled up. Money spent. Money in the bank. Putting my money where my mouth is, so to speak. And that didn't sound very good. There's a lot of people out there putting their money where their mouth is. Degenerates. Fucking disgusting. Pay for play. Pay for pleasure. Creeps. Disgusting sexual deviant types is what I'm getting at. But suffice to say, I put my money where my mouth is. And I've been leveling up my game. So stay tuned. Enough said. So what I want to talk about today, getting back on the mic here, is one thing I've been noticing is that, and it's a hefty thing to notice, and a hefty burden that I think a lot of people are carrying around. It's this post-2020 vibe. The post-2020 vibes suck. They flat out suck. We all were going through it. 2020. The events of 2020. Devastating for people's... some people, to each their own regarding their health issues. I covered that enough. You can dip back into the lexicon of Johnathan Ramcharan, the podcast. I gave my opinions. I gave my thoughts on the world in 2020. So people were dealing with their health issues and their health choices, the economy, relationships, friends, family, the workplace. It was a hefty burden. And in this post-2020 world, the vibe sucks. Things have changed. It's very tense. It's a tense world out there. You go to the grocery store, people are posturing up, looking. They're like terrified little field mice, scampering about, scurrying about, all tensed and poised and on the lookout. Very tense. Very aggressive. When you walk down the street, people are like, they're spotting you from afar. I mean, I don't know if you've noticed this, but, let's call me a man. I mean, if you're going to take my word for it, I'm a man. Fairly large, fairly capable. I'm a man. I represent a challenge. I represent a challenge. And to a lot of people, they don't like that. They don't like to be around anything that represents a challenge to them. They get nervous, tense, aggressive, fearful. Their mind goes in a million different directions. So when they see me a scampering up, I come a scampering up. I'm just walking down the street, minding my own business. They see me. They get all aggressive. They reach in their pocket. This old trick. They reach in their pocket and they pull out their keys. They go in their pocket. They pull out their keys. And, oh, yeah, Yeah, as if that's not directed towards me. You know what I mean? In what world do people pull out their keys when they're not standing in front of a door? Does that make any sense? You're just going to pull your keys out when you're not standing in front of your door, just in midair, just practicing opening a door, practicing turning a lock or opening a lock or whatever the fuck a key does. You know, they're pulling their keys out in public. Their self-defense tactic. Real aggressive stuff, man. And I don't. It's nothing personal. It's just people are very mistrustful of one another and fearful of one another. Because if they ain't doing it to me, they're doing it to other people for sure. It's in their mind to do. You see the aggression. They're pulling out keys. God knows what else they got in their pocket. Balling their fists up. Walking with their fists all balled up. A lot of aggression. Some of it may be caused by black fatigue, if you're aware of that term. Basically, black fatigue is people are feeling overwhelmed with black attitude to the point in which they feel so fatigued that they're just kind of the facade, they're dropping the facade, so to speak. When they see a black person come up, could be a young black man, young black woman, or even older, depends, whatever. They're just dropping the facade, they're sick of the fatigue, and they go into somewhat of a prejudice. They go into a prejudice type of mode when they just get on guard and they ball their fists up, or they just, I'm not playing today. I'm fatigued with the black nonsense, and I'm just standing my ground, doing my thing. I'm done. I'm fatigued. Black fatigue. They're just over it. They're over the civility or they're over I don't know, I guess it's a term people are using. They're over it. You could check out a video I made where I speak about black fatigue, and I do some field reporting. I'm out in a park, and I have some interactions with some people, and well, you know, it's kind of an interesting video on black fatigue, a deeper dive. But that's also another thing in this post-2020 world, black fatigue. And extendably, you could just make it fatigue in general, brotherly fatigue, human fatigue. People have no patience for anyone. People got black fatigue, Indian fatigue, Hispanic fatigue, white fatigue, disabled fatigue. People have no patience for disabled people. If a disabled person is like crawling onto limping onto a bus, people have no patience. Hurry up, let's go. Get your disabled ass on the bus. We gotta go. Let's go. Disabled fatigue. Old fatigue. If your old ass is going to be bumbling around in the grocery store, taking forever to pay for your stupid shit at the instant checkout or the automatic, whatever, the self-serve checkout. If your dumbass, old ass can't figure it out, move. I got old fatigue. It's just like this human fatigue that we're seeing in society post 2020. The vibe sucks. The economy, you know, I mean, like coffee was something that you would, at least for me, I would buy it. It would be a part of my normal grocery shopping. Not much thought, not much fuss or muss. I would just look, okay, I like a few different brands. I got a few different options. I'll get this, I'll get that, whatever. Which one's on sale? Okay, whatever. We're talking in the neighborhood of like $5-10 for a canister of coffee that'll last for like a month or something, just as one person. Okay, yeah, I'll spend $5-10 on a canister of coffee. Be on my way. Now it's like we're talking $15, $20 for a canister of coffee, like, 1 kilogram. 1 kilogram of coffee is like $20. Instant coffee is like $10, $6, $7, $8, $9, $10 for just a little tiny canister of instant coffee. Grocery prices through the roof. Rent prices through the roof. Daily purchases through the roof. Through the roof. Then there's like the work-life balance. A lot of people just drained of the vibe that they're getting at work. That work-life balance got people bending over backwards, jumping and doing jumping jacks, jumping in circles. I was going to say they're jumping in circles, doing jumping jacks. It's like with some of my work, as I said, I'm in the film industry and I'm doing some, this, that, and the other. I catch myself too, man. Like, I'm literally running out the door every morning. I don't even have time to tie my shoes. I literally don't have time to tie my shoes. I'm going to run out the door to catch the bus. Shoelaces flopping everywhere. On the grind, on the go, And then when you get home from the gig, you got, 1 or 2 hours to rest, and then you have to hit the hay, hit the sack, and then right back up at it the next morning, flying out the door like a lunatic. Back to the gig, back to the grind. Relationships, people are just like, yo, men are sick to death of women. Women are sick to death of men. Men and women don't understand whether or not they are actually a man or a woman anymore. It's just a clusterfuck. And, doesn't look any better for friendships. Friendships are just in the trash, in the toilet. You can't trust anybody. You can't really rely on anybody. The whole societal shift. Family, the hell with them. Most people are feeling that. Most people are recognizing that. The post-2020 vibes suck. I think one of the major reasons, if not the defining reason, the reason why these vibes suck, yes, we went through a issue. We went through a time. We went through our hardship. Many societies, many times in history, people have done that. It's nothing new. It's nothing new to face adversity. Hopefully you can grow and learn from it. One of the major reasons why it's so tough, at least I'm feeling it, or at least I'm seeing it. I wouldn't say I'm feeling it. I'm trying to rise above. I'm trying to transcend in my life. When I have problems and challenges, my thought process is to rise and overcome, to transcend my problems. So yeah, it was challenging, but my goal has always been to transcend my life through the help of Jesus Christ, my man. But aside from that, people are having a hard time in this post-2020 world because for everything that we've all been through, there's been no resolution. People are still very angry and hurting from 2020. And we're just forced to go about it as if nothing happened. No one's really given us an explanation. There's been no official explanation. There's been no real debriefing. It's just like we're coming out of this war zone smoke in our hair and, clothes all ripped up and just, you know, stumbling out of this horror film, stumbling out of this sci-fi drama that we've all been forced into for like about 5 years, stumbling forward, and it's just like no resolution, no explanation. Yeah, just go and, I don't know, carry on. Which isn't bad advice. Keep calm, carry on.
Like the Brits do. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Hey there, Governor. My name's Prince Harry.
But, yeah. Keep calm, carry on. Figure it the fuck out. A lot of people are still angry and hurting from 2020, and there's been no resolution. It's just whatever. Carry on. In the short term, in the immediate, and what we can do day to day, at least what I do, is to acknowledge my problems, my issues, and try to overcome them, try to transcend them, and hold on to my faith. That's what I do. Long term, a resolution is in order, a debriefing, some sort of meeting of the minds, a world meeting of the minds to discuss and debrief everyone on what the fuck actually happened. To get some closure. Because I'm not mad at what happened in 2020. Not mad, just disappointed. For real, I ain't mad. I ain't mad at you. 2020, I ain't mad at you. Just a little disappointed. And we need some resolution. We need a debriefing. At least that's how I feel. Hit me up. JR.thepodcast at gmail.com. Like, how do you feel about this post-2020 world? What do you think? Post-2020 vibes suck. What do you think? Hit me up. JR.thepodcast at gmail.com. Or drop a comment. Drop a comment on this vid. And I'll respond. I'll respond. I'll do that. It's the least I could do. I'll do it. And to cap this mother off, to finish this episode off, breaking news from the world of Nintendo. Now, this is the most anti-man, anti-Italian crap I've ever seen in my life, ladies and gentlemen. This is absolutely ridiculous. So, I'm online the other day. I'm just reading stuff. And I come across this news article. Blew my wig off. If I wore a wig. Check out this headline. Nintendo. Are Mario and Peach just friends? Relationship rumors leave fans confused. What in the hell are they talking about? Are Mario and Peach just friends? I played that game. It's me, Mario. Yahoo! I know Mario. I know that guy. I mean, Peach is his princess. I mean, he goes and he jumps over, or he runs underneath Bowser, shoots that little dummy into the flames, and then he gets the princess. Right? Well, anyways, here's what you need to know. And this is an article from cbc.ca/kids news. CBC's been really going down the shitter lately. CBC, it's been really going down the toilet. I mean, such mamby-pamby coverage to begin with. Now to the point in which their news reporters are children. They got children reporting the news, writing these news articles. I mean, wait a minute. Well, actually, I'm not entirely sure if... Well, I don't know. I think this article was written by a kid. Because this is like from cbc.ca/kids news. So I don't know. I think a kid wrote this article. It's actually a step in the right direction for CBC. Because I think this article is pretty well written. Considering it was written by a kid. Or at least I think it was written by a kid. But anyways, the CBC has been really mamby-pamby with their news coverage. And it's really been going down the shitter. Might have to get Mario to unclog that fucking mess over at the CBC. But anyways, I digress. Are Mario and Peach just friends? Relationship rumors leave fans confused. Here's what you need to know. Social media has been buzzing about reports that Nintendo said two beloved characters, Mario and Princess Peach, are just good friends. What is this, like some Ross and Rachel crap? Make you sick to your stomach. I've heard this one before. Oh yeah, we're just good friends. Many fans online who thought that they were a couple have reacted with confusion and questions. Yeah, I'm a little confused myself. I played that game. It's pretty obvious. When Super Mario Bros. When you save Princess Peach from Bowser, she's so thankful and taken back by the display of manliness, that she throws herself at Mario and kisses all up on him. Yeah, yahoo! It's me, Mario. CBC News, Kids News that is, CBC Kids News reached out to Nintendo, but a spokesperson wouldn't comment on the pair's love life. Okay. Relationship news coming out of the Mushroom Kingdom has sparked a lot of debate and confusion among video game fans. Over the past weekend, social media started buzzing with reports of a post on Nintendo Today app that described Mario and his leading lady, Princess Peach, as good friends. The news was shocking to some fans. Yeah, it's shocking, all right. I mean, that's the type of shit that might happen to Luigi, But Mario? Come on. That guy's a stud. The stars of the Mario game and movie franchise have been rumored to be a couple since Mario's first rescued Princess Peach from a castle in 1985's Super Mario Bros. Yeah. I mean, I thought this question was solved back in 1985 when, Mario first rescued Princess Peach from a castle. Yeah. Nintendo Today does not keep an archive of its posts, and a spokesperson wouldn't confirm the pair's relationship status. One expert says that this is typical strategy for Nintendo, and that keeping the relationship vague opens up more possibilities for the series. Gives a whole new meaning to the term Smash Bros. If you know what I'm saying. They're in an open relationship. Bring on the Smash Bros. Mystery surrounds relationship status update. On July 26, social media users began posting quotes and screenshots that they said came from a post on the Nintendo Today app. The post allegedly said, Princess Peach and Mario are good friends and can help each other out whenever they can. I mean, shit, I wouldn't mind having a good friend, some chick. Yeah, we're good friends, and, we help each other out whenever we can. Netflix and chill. What makes people think they are a couple? Mario and Princess Peach have a long history. For close to 40 years, the pair have been in numerous video games together and have taken their relationship to the big screen in the Super Mario Bros. Movie in 2023. In several video game adaptations, Princess Peach embraces Mario at the end of the game. She often kisses Mario on the nose or cheek, causing the famous plumber to blush. She's pecking all up on that big old schnoz of his. He's getting all worked up. Yahoo! It's me, Mario. Yahoo! He's getting all pecked up on the cheek and on the schnoz. I mean, come on. Come on. That looks a little bit more than French to me, if you ask me. These kisses, along with a limited dialogue between the two, have led many fans to believe that they are more than just friends. Little less conversation, little more action. As Elvis would say. As an avid, Peach is coming into her own. In a recent video game adaptation, Peach is becoming more of a fully formed character rather than just a princess waiting to be rescued. Well, what in the hell's wrong with that? Being a princess waiting to get rescued. I'd get off my lazy ass to go save a princess if she showed a little appreciation for it once in a while. Why the hell should I go risk my neck saving some bitch from a castle, Bowser? For what? So we could be good friends? Give me a break. That's on some Luigi shit. That's some Luigi shit. Send Luigi to go be friends with that fucking thing. Or Toad. Go send Toad. That's a job for Toad or Luigi or Wario or something. Speaking of which, I always thought Luigi Mangione, that nutcase Luigi Mangione, that little crybaby weirdo that, did that horrible murder, allegedly, or I don't even really know what's going on with that yet, or as of late. But that wacko Luigi Mangione, his parents should have named him Wario. Wario, Mario's nemesis and arch rival, that evil Mario, Wario. Luigi Magione's name should be changed to Wario Magione, if you ask me, fucking nutcase. But I digress. If it's all about just being good friends, that's on some Luigi shit. That's on some Toad shit. Send Luigi or Toad to go be good friends with the princess. Mario's got other shit to do. Yahoo! It's me, Mario. Yahoo! Keeping the relationship vague and giving Peach more of a role makes room for more gameplay options and storylines. What kind of sick, twisted crap are we really getting into? It's going to be like some gender-neutral shit or whatever. She's going to start dating a Koopa? Or is she going to start dating Bowser? My God. This is on some bestiality shit. She's going to start dating Bowser? Some Beauty and the Beast type shit? I don't know what's going on here. This is getting creepy. She's been a playable character in many other of more recent games, which means as a consequence of that, Mario isn't rescuing her, he said. Well, you could always make a game where a princess fucks up, she gets, Mario, he's like, okay, here's a premise for a video game. Mario's like, okay, I'm going to work. Okay, see you after work, baby. Yabba-woo, yahoo! And Mario goes to work, and then Princess Peach, her dumb ass, starts going through his wallet. And then, I guess he forgets his wallet at home. She takes his credit card, and then next thing you know, she's buying a plane ticket to level 8. She buys a plane ticket to level 8 or 9, whatever one that Bowser is in. And she buys a plane ticket to level 9 or 8 or whatever, the Bowser level. And then, oh no, her dumbass went and got kidnapped by... Oh yeah, she gets trafficked. She gets trafficked by Bowser. And she has to fight for her free... It's not really making much sense, but... Yeah, she gets trafficked by Bowser. Then she has to fight for her freedom to get a phone call for Mario to come and rescue her. Yeah, that's a good premise for a game. mean, just because she's a playable character in a game doesn't mean she can't fuck up. She's a princess. Princesses don't know how to do shit. When did princesses know how to do anything other than get kidnapped? Like, isn't that the whole hallmark of a princess? Like, her only marketable skill is getting kidnapped in order for a prince to save her? Like, if you were to look at a princess's resume, it would consist of, like, morning naps, playing with kittens, and being kidnapped or trafficked. I mean, it's not as if princesses know how to do shit anyways. So if she becomes a playable character in a game, just, have her, make a series of stupid moves, which leads her to get kidnapped. And then, Mario comes and rescues her. Maybe I shouldn't work for Nintendo. Anyways. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. That's an article from cbc.ca/kids news. I think a kid wrote this. I'm not quite sure. I don't know if I think a kid wrote this article for CBC News. I mean, that's just the level of depravity that these people are sinking to, the level of degradation. I mean, the coverage, the news coverage at the CBC just makes you sick to your stomach. I mean, they even have child reporters out there nowadays. Makes no sense. I don't know if a kid wrote this or an adult. I don't know who wrote this fucking article. But I mean, if a kid wrote it, it's pretty good compared to the trash that they usually send out. If that ain't some anti-man, anti-Italian crap, then I don't know what is. Make you sick to your stomach hearing some of this stuff. This Italian plumber, fights through to save a princess, and then, they're trying to pretend as if she's not in love with him, or it's like, I don't know what's going on, you know what I mean? It's some anti-man, anti-Italian crap if I ever heard so. I don't like it one bit, and I'm not laying down on this one. Some things you let slide, some things you don't. I'm not lying down on this one. For my money, Mario and Peach are a couple. Point blank, period. What kind of crap is that? He risks his hide, risks his life to save this woman from a castle by Bowser, trying to pretend like it ain't no big deal. Now, what's the point of playing the game then? What's the point of playing the game if you don't get a reward? If the reward isn't that the princess falls in love with him and then he becomes super, super duper Mario, then what in the hell's the point of the game? I want my money back. I want Jordan B. Peterson on this case. The thing about the Mario saga, the thing about the Mario story is Mario's got to go down to the depths of level 9 to save, the princess from the dragon, Bowser. I want Jordan B. Peterson on this case. I want him to get to the bottom of this. They're trying to take away Mario's prize. I mean, it's a win-win situation. Mario defeats Bowser to get the princess. The princess gets a real man in Mario. I mean, it's a win-win situation. They're trying to take away Mario's manhood. This is some anti-man, anti-Italian crap if I ever heard so. I want Jordan B. Peterson on the case. I'm going to dissect this story and talk about it in depth. It's very similar to the Pinocchio story, if you really think about it. Get him on the case. It's like trying to teach a generation of kids that if you defeat a dragon, that you get no prize. What kind of crap is that? What a crap story. And they're not in some relationship, or they're in some fluid relationship or an open relationship. That's on some simp shit. That's on some strictly Luigi shit. Give that job to Luigi. Ridiculous. To think that Mario, he goes out there and plums his little heart out. He's plumbing his little heart out. He's jumping on Koopas and he's, shooting fireballs and doing all he can to save the princess. And then they try to say that they're not a couple. Psst. Ridiculous. That's on some fucking strictly Luigi shit. Absolutely ridiculous. So we'll see what develops. But for my case, for my money, I say they're a couple. And no matter what, the fan, I mean, it's in the fans' heart. They're a couple. Whatever they say, whatever they do, they don't know Mario like I know Mario. You know, we haven't spoken in quite a while. I haven't played in quite a while. But once Mario's in your heart, he's in your heart. And for my money, they're a couple. I mean, that's the happy ending. I mean, think how anticlimactic it would be if they weren't a couple. Totally sucks. Well, that about does it for another episode of Johnathan Ramcharan, the podcast. I thank you very much for listening, folks. Back in action, and I'm looking forward to serving you better in the near future. Or I might just fuck off into obscurity once again, but we'll see. At any rate, I'm working my ass off, and I'm very happy to be back at doing this. And very happy for all the things to come. Hallelujah. Till next time, folks. It's your old chuckle buddy. Guess who? Johnathan James Ramcharan, signing off from duty on this magnificent August 2nd, 2025. Yeah. Post-2020 vibes suck. Are Mario and Peach a couple? Question for the ages. Hey, hit me up, comment on the video, send me an email, jr.thepodcast@gmail.com, and we're just gonna keep it going. Till next time, folks.